welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. Today we're going to be doing another episode of Off the Rip. If you're new to the show, new to the channel, hello and welcome. This Off the Rip series is basically what I used to do off camera to get my first impressions and to get to know the whiskey. Now I figured I'd start to take you along with me so you can experience or you can at least hear me going through these first steps of getting to know the juice in a bottle. Today we're going to be talking about a Bulleit Frontier whiskey. Now this is Mr. Randy's first Bulleit, but it is a second installment into my rye journey because I'm starting to try some ryes. And this one here, I was told, is probably one of the better ryes to start off with. Straight American rye. You can see it is a 375 milliliter because I didn't want to go ahead with a full bottle. Now, it is a 45%. Now, this does use a 95 rye mash, but as I was told, that even though it's a 95% rye mash bill, that it's still pretty easy for beginners in rye. Let's go ahead and get this open. It does not seem to have a typical pull tab that I can discern, so we're going to have to get a bar tool. Bar tool, where are you, bar tool? There you are. That's not it. That's it. That is it. So, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and let us know. Always like hearing from my viewers. Any conversation is welcome, as long as it's appropriate, polite. There we go. It's got a plastic twist top. There we go. Go ahead and get a pour. Get a look at that. So I understand that some people do get confused about ryes. Now you do have what's called a high rye bourbon, which a bourbon still has to be 51% corn, but then you're going to get 20-something% rye over the malted barley or the wheat. And if it's a high wheat bourbon, and again, it just swap out the rye with the wheat, and that's what you get. But a rye whiskey consists mostly of rye, which is at least, it replaces the corn pretty much, where you get a 51% or more rye. Whew, wait a minute. It's quite interesting. Before we get to the nose, let me work on this. But while I'm working on that, we're going to break out Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale and try and get a color on this. Come on, work with me. It's going to look, I know it looks like more like a copper, but it's actually a little lighter than that. So it's probably going to be a burnt amber to a copper, somewhere right around there. It's got this weird, I'm thinking mustard. For some reason, right off the rip, on the nose, I'm getting mustard. Like you're putting that mustard on the hot dog. And then it's like, as soon as I pull it away, the mustard goes away. That is weird. Mustard, no mustard. Mustard, no mustard. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of light, like whiskey, like bourbon type-esque whiskey characters behind that mustard. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. That is quite weird. I am getting somewhat reminiscence of Maker's Mark. Very lightly, very briefly, and then things are changing. That's weird. It's really, there's a couple of changes on the nose, and then there's changes on the palate. Let's get one more on the palate. Right up, you know, it feels like it wants to go in that section, the area where it dries you out a little bit. They get that drying sensation, and then it feels like it goes away and it's not so dry. Let's get a finish on this and see how that works. Ooh, that's quite interesting. You know, I'm not too disappointed on this. I really hope that it either stays this good or it gets even better for the full review. Now the finish is not too much in one area, but it's as much as it is in each area, it's kind of intense. And now it's migrated from the tip to the back. Now sitting on the back, still quite juicy, even though initially on the palate you get that sort of drying sensation, and it almost immediately goes away. I gotta say, at first impressions, I am not dissatisfied with this. I've always been weary of trying the Bulleit line, but now I just might do so. I might go for the 375 of the regular, just to dip my toes in there. What do you think about Bulleit? What's your favorite Bulleit if you have tried several? Let us know in the comments. That's quite nice. The finish has let up on the back end, and now it's kind of setting on the sides, like on the cheeks. It's got this slightly numbing sensation on the cheek sides. I hope there's not like walnuts in this or something. I'll have to look up the mash bill. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. You have a good one.